Oh, y'all know what it is, baby. We are officially back, baby. I'm Christopher B. Robinson, man, and this is the Houston Texans recap show. I got my Houston Texans draft hat on from last year when we drafted C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr., and I'm here to report what I saw, man. Excuse me, I want to ask y'all to forgive me for dropping the video late, man. I had some things going on Friday. I had to make sure my aunt was squared away with what she had going on, man. It wasn't nothing major, but I had to make sure she was good, go get my kids back and forth. Anywho, I'm here. Wasn't able to watch the game, had to watch a recap of the game. The hardest thing, man, is having to watch something you already know the outcome of when it comes to sports. But anyway, I'm so dedicated to this that I had to watch it so I could get this video out, baby. Houston Texans versus the Pittsburgh Steelers and the official first preseason game, man. We came out on top, 22-12, I believe. There was a couple of things I was paying attention to during this preseason game. One, of course, you don't want anybody coming out injured, okay? So I'm looking at C.J. Stroud. I'm looking at Tank Dell, who's coming off an injury. I'm looking at, Will Anderson Jr. I'm looking at my guys, and I'm like, hey, man, once they show me a little something that, we're still in the mix of going in the right path, get them out the game. And that's exactly what C.J. Stroud did, man. I want to say did he play the full first quarter? Well, he played a lot of the first quarter. But he had a pass. I believe we were like on the 40-yard line or somewhere within the 40. Oh, man, and he had a beautiful pass to Tank Dell. Tank Dell ends up finding himself in the end zone. And you know what? After that, that was the last we saw of Tank Dell and C.J. Stroud. I think that was the last that we've seen of our starters, really, for the most part. And there was one play before that where Tank Dell was playing kickoff return or punt return, I forget. And there was a late hit that got him out of bounds. And the first thought I had was, man, why are we still running Tank Dell at kickoff return or punt return? But I trust Coach Miko. Miko's more along the sides of defense, but I trust my offensive coordinator. I don't know if that's an offensive coordinator / special teams decision. I'm gonna go ahead and trust them, man. They had us overachieving last year, so I'm gonna trust them. But I don't want to put my guys in position to get injured. But like I said, man, on the offensive side, that was the last I saw of C.J. Stroud and Tank Dell. And as I was looking at the stats, I was like, man, did Stefon Diggs even play? Because I don't think he had a reception that game. And then you see him on the sidelines talking to C.J. Stroud. I don't know if it was heated or I don't know if he was just passionate, but that's something I'm really going to be paying attention to because Stefon Diggs has a reputation of being a quote unquote diva or whatever the case may be. And, here in Houston, man, we're fully loaded at receiver. We're not trying to be caught up in any foolishness. We need the team chemistry to be where it needs to be. So we don't have time for all that, man. We have 3 legit number 1 receivers, bro. I'm going to keep it all the way a buck. Man, Tank Dell could lead this team in receiving yards this year because he's just over the top, bro. You can't do nothing with him. I mean, Nico Collins is a proven number 1 based off of last season, bro. When we didn't have Stefon Diggs, when we didn't have Tank Dell, we were still making moves with Nico Collins. He was still effective. Hey, he was a big reason he made it to the playoffs based off of that last game we had against the Colts. But then you have Stefon Diggs. And this is a contract year for Stefon Diggs. And I'm going to be honest with you, I see this as a experiment with high upside because I don't see us re-signing Stefon Diggs after this season because we just signed Nico Collins. Eventually, you're going to have to pay you're going to have to pay CJ Stroud, and you're going to want to pay him early. You're going to want to pay him early. If he keeps it up, what he's doing, or takes it to another level, we got to pay him early. And then you got Tank Dell, man. So I don't believe we're going to commit to Stephon Diggs after this year. But I do want him to ball out, keep it cool, so that we can have this high-powered offense and go get this ring, man. See, now it's ring time. But anywho, back to this game, man. We started Dameon Pierce at running back, man. And I think he left the game with 4 yards, man. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I now think that Dameon Pierce is on the cutting block. Because we have Joe Mixon. I call him Joe Mix. We have Joe Mix. And I think that's going to be our number 1 running back. And running back number 2 might mess around and be Cam Akers. So I'm just paying attention to some things on offense, man. And And as the commentators mentioned, you know, we're loaded at receiver. And then at tight end, we kind of cooking. So we're going to have to make some tough decisions between those two groups. Do we keep an extra receiver? Do we keep an extra tight end? These are things we're going to have to really pay attention to this year. Then I looked on the defensive side of the ball, man. Hunter had him a sack, and it wasn't, pause, that was crazy. Hunter had a sack, pause, and it wasn't even a wrap-up drive you into the ground or a wrap-up take you to the ground type sack, man. It was a, let me just put my arm around you, Justin Fields, and sling you to the ground real quick. Man, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. With this potential high-powered offense that I have, with CJ Stroud, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, I got Joe Mixon back there. Dalton Schultz. And then on the defensive side, Will Anderson Jr. I got Hunter. I'm forgetting my guy who's been suspended for 6 games, man. Then I have Stingley Jr. back there. I got that rookie that's kind of, that rookie that we looking like, that rookie that's saying, the rookie that people are saying could possibly be a shutdown cornerback. Man, I like my chances this year. I like my chances. But after we get the starters out, we look at my backup QB, man. We look at Davis Mills. And Davis Mills is now looking like a legit backup quarterback. And I'm okay with keeping him on the roster. But if a potential deal comes up that makes sense and they want him in the deal, man, I have to do what I have to do. And honestly, at receiver, I might have to do what I have to do too. So these are things I'm really paying attention to, man. I think Case Keenum got some burn at the end. This was a really good preseason game. I gained a little bit of data that I could take back to the office and kind of, keep some things in the back of the head, and whatever moves need to be made. But preseason game 1, y'all excuse me. I apologize for having this video out late, but my next video will be on time because I am planning accordingly. But y'all know what it is. I'm Christopher B. Robinson. This is the Houston Texans recap show. Y'all mucho, take it easy. H-Town all day.